Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day one of the October daily draws. October, one of the favourite months in the calendar, because we have Halloween coming up. For those of us that like Halloween, that like Samhain, that like this time of year, the fall, and so this is going to be a month. Particularly for me, of connecting with ancestor energy, into the unseen realm with the veil thinning and all that kind of thing. So, and that's why we have some new decks. We have the Ghost Tarot, and I feel that's a really good deck for getting to the spiritual realm and getting those ancestor connections, and also the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, which I've not used for a while. I used Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle last year for this time of year, and I will be using that deck, but personally, not for the daily draws. But I thought I'd bring this back for the daily draws because I used to use that before. So that's the deck. So let's choose our first card, get the reading underway, and let's see what the message we get at the beginning of this month. Okay, so here we go, and we'll go here, and our card is the Knight of Wands. And the thing I like about this card is some of these cards sort of come from a different angle to the traditional depictions. Some of them are very close to the Rider-Waite sort of imagery, and some of them are close enough, but take a different slant on it, and I like that. And this is what we get with the Knight of Wands here, because usually you get the Knight of Wands where he's charging ahead, and we've got that motion and that action and that dynamic energy. Whereas here, the horse is stood. When he's stood on the cliff, here look, and he's taking a moment to feed while his rider pauses. Now it's almost similar because you've got the cliff and you're looking down on something, right? And you've got something in your sights, and it could also be a little bit of the fall energy of wanting to take that jump, that leap of faith, that with that dynamic. The reason he's come to a stop is because he's probably had to because of the cliff, but here, if you notice, his wand is here. That is stuck here. He's pointing downwards where you can see downwards. So he's still got that energy, focus. We've been talking about focus energy, haven't we? We're sort of with the previous daily draws from last month, particularly in the past week. And even though he may have been taking a pause, and sometimes even the Knight of Wands has to take a pause, and that means that even if we're really enthusiastic and moving forward passionately and with that drive and that energy, sometimes even that means, hang on, let's take a pause and let's take a look. And he's almost pointing down, getting a focus. It's that focus, getting a focus as to where he's going to be. And maybe he's going to direct his energy downwards to something he sees, right? It could even be he's going to throw that down to strike something. So he's poised for action, because to me the Knight's about action. And he's taken a little bit of a lesson from the Knight of Pentacles, where he's probably been charging ahead, and now he's probably come to a bit of a halt, and he's, because of the terrain, and he's taken a lesson from his friend the Knight of Pentacles, and he's taking, now let's be careful here. As much as we've got this energy that we want to be bursting forward and moving forward with our vision, with our purpose, let's be clever about it, and let's not recklessly fall into something that we shouldn't be falling into. Let's survey the scene. Is there a better way? Obviously, I don't know how deep this drop might be. It may only be a slight drop. Maybe the horse can leap off there down onto the lower level. Maybe he can navigate this, but he needs to be careful. So maybe he needs to turn back a little and re-navigate so that he can go downwards a different way, down to where he wants to be. He can probably still see his destination, where he wants to be, the end result he wants to achieve, and that may be us. But maybe we need to take stock of, are we going the right way about it? How are we channeling, focusing that energy in order to achieve that? So maybe at the beginning of this month, we need maybe to pause and take stock. And that's more what our ancestors, the ancestral energy is saying to us, guiding us from their experience, from the unseen realm, from their lives, and they're saying to us, just steady on a bit, take stock a little bit, take a lesson from that Knight of Pentacles, and then see where we're going. And sometimes, as much as we want to be bursting forward with that energy and achieving something quickly, sometimes taking a bit of a pause, coming to a halt and reassessing our situation, keeping that same focus and sense of purpose, but that seeing if there's a better way that we can direct it. That direct energy symbolized by the wand pointing downwards. So I feel that's a really good card. So let's see what oracle card we get to go with that. This draw will be slightly longer than usual because I've introduced the new decks and did a little spiel at the beginning, but not much. So here we go. And here we have, I love these scorecards. No, it's not a scorecard, it's got a score on it. It's the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. So it's that place of going to the underworld, almost connecting with that underworld energy, where the souls go under to pause and rest in the underworld before perhaps being reborn again and begin again in their new incarnation. It's like we're having a pause, right? This pause, this coming to a stop. And that's what the message we're getting from this underworld ancestral energy is to take that pause, to perhaps pause and then restart once we've assessed our situation. So I feel that fits in very perfectly with the message of the other card. And in this deck we do have some specific scorecards, like skull of something, skull of this, and I saw the skull and thought that was it, but it does fit, of course. And you've got the pomegranate here, I think, which relates to Persephone, who goes into the underworld for a time, and particularly probably at this time of year, I feel relates to that without going into that detail. So let's take that message on board, take a pause, restart if where necessary to make adjustments, but keep that focus and that sense of energy flowing, but that doesn't mean that we've got to be racing ahead all the time. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 2. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.